wherever you are in the world. It's been a long time since I showed my face during a recording. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As usual, my name is Oluwakemi Osege, and as always, I'm excited again to record another video, this time around with my face present. Anyways, today it's not going to be a cake decoration or cake topper being created. I'm actually going to be baking. I'll be baking strawberry flavored cake. Before I continue, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you to everyone that subscribed to my channel. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments for those of you that do so. I would really appreciate more of that. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, this is an opportunity for you to do so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you will be the first or one of the first to be notified. Anyways, let's get cracking. We're making strawberry flavored cake. Before today, I had already made some preparation, which is the preparation of my puree. Yes, the puree is ready. There's a section of how I prepared this strawberry puree. This is just strawberry, fresh strawberries, nothing added, no additive, no external substance, just fresh strawberries in this bowl. Hello. Doesn't that look so luscious? Anyways, this is the process of making, or the process I undertake to make my strawberry flavored cake. I use actual strawberries, and this is fresh strawberries which I got from the store. I'm now going to put this in a blender to blend into a smoothie. I'm going to place these gorgeous babies now into my blender. I'm not adding water because strawberries has got some water, its own water content, so I'm not going to add water to it. I'm just going to blend it into not a smooth smoothie, just a rough smoothie, or do you call it yes, I'm just going to puree it. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Rough puree it. Yes, it's now going in. That's it on my oven, my blender. Let's open that. And then I'm just going to that's the texture I'm going for, because I want it to be rough, really. So I'm going to press crush again now. And I stop. I think that's the texture I'm going for. Now I'm going to pour this in a small saucepan. That's done its job. So off. I'm going to pour this in a small saucepan. Put it in a saucepan and place it over a very low heat to simmer. This is not on top of my gas burner, so it's on a very low heat to simmer slowly. So it's important that at intervals you turn it or you stir it so until it becomes a paste when the water is all drained out from it and the color is redder. So it's currently bubbling. I'm going to reduce the heat a bit. Yeah, make it into a pureed paste. So it's currently bubbling. I'm going to reduce the heat a bit so that it simmers more slowly. And that's it at the moment. The water is significantly reduced. It's now a puree, right? And the quantity of the juice is reduced as well. So it's ready now. I'm now going to set it aside to cool to room temperature. So that's how the strawberry puree should look after it is cooled to room temperature. I usually do this segment of the process a day before I am due to bake. So let me now introduce you to my ingredients. Okay, so here I've got 850 grams of soft raisin flour. So there is I'm not going to be using baking powder because I am using soft raisin flour, and the reason for that is because, as I've stated in my earlier baking videos, that soft raisin flour already contains raisin agents, of which baking powder is one of. So I've got 840 grams of soft raisin flour here, already sifted. I usually sift my flour 3 times, and I've got here 580 grams of custard sugar. I've got here 12 eggs separated, 12 egg whites and 12 egg yolks. I've got 650 grams of butter. I'm going to be using 1.5 teaspoon of salt, which I'm going to add to my flour now. 1.5 teaspoon of salt added to my flour. I've got strawberry flavor here. I'm going to be using 3 teaspoonfuls of that, and of course I've got my strawberry gel color here. I'm going to be adding it to my batter just to make it a bit pinky, or yes. And that's it. Of course, I've got my fresh strawberry puree strawberry. Now, before we get cracking, let me whisk that together, my flour and my salt. And just to let you know, if you were using plain flour and you are going to for this sort of measurement, that is 840 grams of plain flour, you will need to add 4.5 teaspoonful of baking powder. I'm not adding that, as I stated earlier, because this is a soft raisin flour as opposed to plain flour. Now let's get baking. Now let's begin with the mixing or the creaming of the butter and the custard sugar or the baking sugar. So that's the first step. For my 580 grams of butter, and for my 580 grams of butter in my mixer, or 580 grams of butter in my mixer. Right, so no, sorry, this is 650 grams of butter, not 580. And then pour in my 580 grams of custard sugar or baking sugar. And then begin the creaming process. Cream to start with at a medium speed, and then slowly increase the speed to, I usually put it almost high, until the butter, which is currently pale yellow, becomes almost white and fluffy. That's when you know your creaming process is complete. However, at interval, it is important that you scrape down your bowl so that every aspect of your mixture is captured. Now, let's progress. At this point in time, I will be scraping down my bowl. And then continue with the mixing or creaming process. that's the state of it at the moment. It's very fluffy and almost pearl white. I'm scraping down the bowl, my bowl, again for the last time, and then I'm going to allow it to whisk one more time for about 2 minutes, and I'll now begin to add the other ingredients. Okay. At this point in time now, I'm not going to be adding my strawberry puree. I'll be adding about 300 grams of that. So this is 300 mils of puree, which I'm now going to be adding into this mixture, so that it will be, I'm adding it to this stage in order for it to be properly incorporated into the batter, not after I have added the flour. Once you add your flour, you cannot mix your batter too much, otherwise it will stiffen your entire cake. So I'm adding this at this stage so that it will be properly incorporated into my batter. Adding it gently. That's the current state of the mixture with the strawberry now in it. At this point now, I'm now going to scrape down my bowl and then mix it again for a couple of seconds. I will now be adding my strawberry extract. Can you see? My strawberry extract, I'll be adding 3 teaspoonfuls of this into my batter. I'm not going to be using vanilla extract. I'm going to be using just strawberry extract, adding 3 teaspoonfuls into my batter. There you go. And then continue the mixing process. At this stage now, I will be adding my strawberry food coloring, edible food gel coloring. I'm adding about 1 teaspoon. Doesn't need to be too much, just for it to give it that pinky strawberry colored look. You don't have to add this if you don't want to. It's not compulsory, but just for you to have that shortcake colored look. So just oops. Time I will now be adding my egg yolks, 1 yolk at a time. So I'm just scraping down my bowl for one last time before this process is complete, and I can begin to add my flour. So I'm going to again allow this to mix or cream for a couple of minutes more. Then I'm going to go preheat my oven to 130 degrees Celsius, and then I'll begin to add my flour. Okay, now I'm about to add my flour. I'm going to use my splattergard whilst I'm doing that for that purpose. And I haven't forgotten my egg whites, so I'm going to pour my egg whites into the second mixer. If you have a hand mixer, that's fine, but usually it's easier for me to use my second mixer. I'm going to whisk this to medium peak consistency. And then it is important now, for the purpose of adding my flour, that the mixer speed is lower, very low. I am now putting it at number 2 on my stand mixer, so that my flour doesn't overmix. If your flour is overmixed, it affects the texture of your cake. It makes your cake look dense and look hard, and you don't want that. You want your cake to be soft and fluffy, so you need to avoid overmixing your flour. That is why at this point in time, you have to be very, very intentional and mindful of the speed of your mixer. So now I'm going to be adding my flour, in 3 sections. All my flour added. I'm now going to stop my mixer, remove my, I don't need this anymore, remove my splattergard, and then scrape down my bowl one last time. Scrape down my bowl one last time. And then continue to whisk for a couple of seconds, and that's all done. That's the mixing done, and then we'll move on to the next process now. In a bit. I'm going to take this away from here. So we'll now proceed with the process. So what I'm going to do with this egg white now is to now fold it into my batter. Into my batter, fold it into my butter as gently as possible. I do not want to overmix my batter because my flour is already added, so I'm just simply going to gently fold this egg white or mixed egg. As all the egg whites now into my mixture, fold it in. This is what the mixture is looking like at the moment. I'm now going to, the process is complete. I'm now going to distribute this into 2 8-inch round tins and 12 cupcakes cases. I don't measure specifically. I just use, over a period of time, I've learned to gauge approximately into my tins, and they're almost always always almost equal in quantity when I do that. I used to measure out my butter in my tins at the start of my baking journey. Then over time, I learned to gauge approximately. I'm just distributing the remainder of the butter into my 8 inches round tins, into 2 of my 8 inches round tins. All my butter into my tins. I'm just creating a dam or a sort of dam into this in the center of my batter. I understand this helps to encourage flat surface after baking. I will now tap like this is to get rid of any excess air bubbles in my batter. Okay, I'm going to be placing this in the oven for an hour, and my oven is already preheated to 130 degrees Celsius. That's a low heat as far as I'm concerned. I'm using a conventional oven, so in the oven it goes, and I will see you in a bit once my cakes are baked. Welcome back. My cakes are fully baked. The cupcakes baked for about an hour in the oven at 130 degrees centigrade or Celsius, and the 8 inches round cakes baked for longer. So that's my finished cake, and I hope you like the process. I'm going to cut into the cupcakes and show you one of them. So that's my cake. It's completely cooled now, so I'm going to cut into it. That's my very soft and spongy a very soft and spongy strawberry flavored cake, and very tasty as well. Thank you for watching. It's delicious. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the process. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so and hit that notification bell to notify you whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for your likes. I love to read more comments from you. Thank you so much. You take care for now, and I'll see you in my next video, and hopefully next time as well you're gonna see my face like this. Take care. Ciao for now. Bye.